Can you tell us of any examples that you've come across of road traffic accidents, whether or not they're like severe ones or not so severe ones? Is there a threshold that people need to meet? Is there any particular circumstances that people need to have in order to make a successful road traffic accident claim?
Yeah, I suppose the first thing to bear in mind is who's at fault for the accident. So you can make a successful claim if you have been involved in the accident and you're not at fault. Typically, if you're a passenger in a vehicle, then you're not going to be at fault because you weren't driving the vehicle. So even if you're in a passenger in the car that was actually at fault for the accident, you can still claim. You can claim against the driver of your vehicle. What we see a lot of that tend to be more severe injuries are accidents with motorcyclists. Right. Obviously, with the nature of the beast there, that if you fall off your motorcycle or you're hit by a car, then the injuries tend to be more severe. And we can be talking quite catastrophic injuries in those cases, depending on what's happened, the speed at which the collision took place, the circumstances of the accident. A lot of the time with things like that, the kind of accident it is the motorcyclist is probably on the main road and somebody pulls out of a side road into their path and they don't see them. That's pretty common. Or sometimes where the motorcyclist is overtaking stationary traffic or just overtaking traffic generally and somebody pulls out of a side road and doesn't see them. And then I suppose at the other extreme of the scale we have the more minor collisions which result in less severe injuries, so would be typically something like whiplash, maybe backache, shoulder pain, and that would be, usual example would be something like a rear end shunt where maybe you've come to a stop for whatever reason at a junction at traffic lights, the vehicle behind you doesn't realise and they go into the back of you. And they're probably the most common form of road traffic accident that we see, and they trend obviously less severe injuries and lower amounts of compensation, but still nonetheless legitimate claims and perfectly valid.